talking about the group 2. I think the idea was clear in some points, especially about the train. We really liked the idea of the train. It's important when you are tired after playing in everything to go back to your car by train, and a high velocity is also fine. And also it's a good idea to show the improvement of China. I think it's a new China, so I think it's very nice to show them about the improvement of technology. So the app is also a very good idea, because you don't waste a lot of time waiting for in a queue, and you can enjoy the park better. I think another idea that was not so clear was about the robot. We didn't get very well what you are pointed out, so we don't know specifically what you were talking about. So a robot is good because of technology, but we don't know specifically what they can do for the people. So it's a point. Other thing I think is very important. Oh, it's also about robot. They were a symbol of China. I think it's a good idea also. The last idea is about handout pictures. So I think we didn't like too much, because everybody has a cell phone. I think maybe you can use the money of that, or the idea of the time to improve this idea, to create another one, maybe one more interesting for people, maybe some app that you can make some photos from your cell phone and something that exists in the park, or something like that, or maybe something that can put you on the traditional historic China. So maybe you can do something about games on your app, including your photos or something like that. But in general, I think was good, and maybe you can improve just the topic that I mentioned before. So good luck for you.
I'm going to talk about the group 1. And firstly, I think the map is good, but in my opinion, it is not very clear, because the introduction of food experience and mini games are not so much, so we cannot understand it very clearly. And maybe you can introduce more details about them, and give more evidence, and the accent maybe can be improved.
Now we are talking about the group 3. We really like to know about the journey from old China to new China to modern China. I think it's very good. It's a very historic experience, and also about the buses. The buses that you can get each 10 minutes, so you don't waste a lot of time waiting for the buses. So it's very nice, and specifically inside the buses you can learn about China, you can hear some histories about China. I think it's also amazing. So I think also other thing that's very good, it's about tickets. You can buy on internet, or you can buy on the reception. I think it's very good for travelers that don't have internet access, and they can buy the tickets at the place. But I think you were not so good when you were talking about manga clothes. I think manga is a very Japanese culture. It's not a typical Chinese, but I think in general was good, and your English was very understandable. I think it was good. Congratulations.
I'm going to give the feedback of the group 4, and they are talking about the history of China. They also talk about the parking, which is good, and I want to focus more on the app they want to create, that it can store your ticket on your phone and just use the barcode to get into the amusement park. this point was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's very convenient for travelers just use mobile phones because it's very technology amusement park, and just show it to scan on the machine, then you can enter into. I think this is a good point, and your English is good, and I think just focus on this, and you can make it more completely, and consider it how to make the app more convenient for a traveler to use. That's it.
I'm talking about the group 5. So at the first you're talking about you put some animals on different spots to figure out where your car parked. But at the end you said like you have the park like technically advanced park. But I think in my opinion, if you use an app like the other groups use, this will be more convenient for the people to figure out where the car park or where they have to go. And the second thing, on the theme park, you make different places as compared to the different cities of China. I think you can use that animal there. You can put different animals like True Dragon on some places to determine this spot is compared to this Chinese city.